Okay, guys, imagine that you have an item, and every time you send this item to a customer on an invoice, or a customer rents this item, you put it on an invoice or an estimate, and when you send it over to them, literally every time you do that, you have to send them a set of instructions or more information about that product, or resources, things of that nature. I'm thinking things like maybe you're an equipment rental company and you're renting out a large piece of equipment, a tractor or a skid steer or something, and every time you rent it, you send out, instructions on how to start it and how to operate it and things like that, right? Or maybe maybe you're an event rental company and you rent a 108-inch linen or a 90-inch or a 120, and you want to send information about linen sizing, right? What linens go on what tables, how far do they drop on different size tables, things like that, right? So when you have these types of products where you're constantly sending additional information about them to your customers, when you make a proposal for them or when you put them on an invoice, instructions that you need them to follow to properly operate this piece of equipment, whatever the case may be, we've created a feature in RentKit that will help you do this a lot easier. And you can literally just add that resource as a URL to the product itself. And then every single time that product shows up on an invoice, the product title will be a link to that resource. So really quick tutorial video today on how to set that up. What I'm going to do, I'm in here in RentKit. I'm going to go over to my admin and click on inventory, find the inventory item that I want to update. In this case, I'm going to do a 108-inch round black linen. I've actually already put this URL in here, but what you're going to do is you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there's a field at the bottom underneath additional info called, if I take out this URL, you can see exactly what it's called. It's called information URL. That's all it is, right? So if you hover over this info icon, it'll tell you exactly what this does. But essentially what you're going to do is provide a URL that you want to link to from the product name when it's on an invoice. So in this case, I have this URL right here. We can see this later when I show you on the invoice, but I'll save it. And then just to give you an example, we'll just create a new order here, just a random test order. All right, add our sales rep information in there, and then we'll find that black linen that we just added the info URL to, and we'll save this, and we'll save it as an estimate actually, and then we will send it as an estimate. So here we go. I pulled up the estimate here. I'm about to send this to a customer, and you can see right here in the item, the line item itself for that 108-inch round polyester linen in black, this name has now become a hyperlink to that information URL that I provided. If I were to download the invoice as a PDF, this same link would be on there. If I email this over to the customer, that link will be on there. If I if I copy the payment link, or if the customer opens the payment link from the email, that will also show there. So I'm going to show you that. Here we go. This is the invoice product information. If I click on this, obviously we can see that it pulls up here, and boom, now we have more information about this 108-inch round black linen. It goes directly to our website. They can view information about it, and we're good to go. This could be a resource that you host on your website, for instructions or anything else that you want the customer to know about that product. So really quick, really easy. I hope that helps. And if you didn't know about it before, it's been there for a little while, but check it out and utilize it to help you guys out, make things more faster and streamlined. See you in the next video.